Namaste. We welcome you to this discussion of ours on Nabhi Dhyan. And how does Nabhi Dhyan help us rebuild our body, our mind, and nourishes them to revitalize and become youthful again, which is called Kayakalp. So to start this simple discussion, would like to share that while breathing, there are two activities which happen simultaneously. One, we get oxygen in air, which oxygenates our carbonated blood. And this happens in lungs. We all know that. It's a part of our respiratory system. There is another activity which happens. To understand that, we have to look at what is happening in the environment around us. If you look at the atmosphere which contains the air which we breathe in contains oxygen and nitrogen in a larger percentage composition compared to other gases. So as a result, the pressure which gets pushed in to our lungs because of nitrogen, which is more than 70%, is actually transmits that pressure into our lungs, and this pressure, if we can utilize, it can help us in actually getting powerful moment by moment, breath by breath. Now let's look at that each breath actually brings in an opportunity to get lots of energy from the cosmos around us, and that comes in the form of the pressure which is exerted into the lungs by the gases like nitrogen. So there are two things that we spoke about. One is oxygen, which helps in decarbonization of blood. So basically it results into oxygenated blood, which helps our body to process and then get oxygen from the blood. Now second thing which happens is that the pressure that comes into lungs and the internal pressure also gets exerted, which goes into the body. Now you can very well understand that whenever air moves, it moves because of the air pressure difference. So let's say outside there is one atmospheric pressure which is existing, 760 mmHg. Now when our internal pressure reduces or is less, so what will happen? Air from outside will rush into us, and then carbon dioxide or the air which is having most of the oxygen consumed by the body, then that is pushed out. Why? Because the pressure increases slightly. So it is all happening because of the second point that we were mentioning. The pressure difference is actually moving the air in and out. Now what happens is that in case if we can use this pressure which is so created during inhalation, then in that case it can actually create a ripple into our body, a cycle into our body. It initiates a cycle into our body of energy. So basically what happens is that we get energy through this pressure, and then we have blood, oxygenated blood. So these two things then helps all other organs in our body to work very efficiently. So how does this happen? How does this pressure gets converted into energy, and what do we need to do? And that is where Nabhi Dhyan actually becomes very critical and important for us. Because what happens is that this energy which is coming, or the pressure which is getting created into lungs, travels down to the abdomen, where when this pressure through the diaphragm comes through the abdominal cavity, it presses onto the navel. Because navel is the center, is a place, or is a place of our origin, which was connected to the mother when we were infants. So what happens is, at this place, when the pressure increases, it actually starts spiraling out the energy from there. It is something like whenever any pressure drop is there, or pressure intensifies in any place in the air, it actually creates tornadoes. So basically, due to those chakravat, what happens is that the energy starts circling. So this pressure comes down from the diaphragm, it starts revolving, spiraling around the navel, creating spiral movement of energy. This energy, if you see, it travels, and it travels like the way shown in a picture of Lord Narayan, which is shown as, in that picture it is shown as that Lord Vishnu is sleeping on Sheshnag, which is called Sheshshaya, in Kshir Sagar, an ocean of Kshir. And when he is sleeping there is a channel which is coming out of his navel, and it gets a lotus on top of it, where Lord Brahma is sighted. So basically what happens is that if you look at the way energy spirals, or energy spiraling starts from the navel due to this pressure of inhaling, it moves down to the gonads, to the perineum, to the coccyx, and where Mooladhar is sthit. Mooladhar is the first chakra. You must have studied and known that in yoga. We'll describe it sometime later in some other videos. So Mooladhar is the lotus which is found there at the end of the fag end of the spinal cord. This is the place, as per Yoga Tantra, where Brahma is situated. So what happens is that the energy flows from here, and if it reaches there, then after that we need not do much of work, because it simply starts moving with CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. As the cerebrospinal fluid raises in the spine, this energy also, because it has charged that CSF, so that charged CSF start moving up. So the energy starts moving up. Now what I would like to mention here is that this process of moving this energy and reaching up to Mooladhar is very critical, because this is something which is not direct. Spinal cord has all the chakras, 5 chakras, so that is, they are connected. They are connected with the spine. But this energy which spirals from the navel and reaches up to Mooladhar and then activates Brahma. Brahma is the Lord of creations. So entire Srijan, entire multiplying of cells in the body starts happening very smoothly, very efficiently. And all these cells which have sufficient oxygenated blood and energy which is provided by this pressure, they actually are very good cells which are reproduced, and hence their performance is much better than the previous cells. So every time we breathe in, every time new cells comes up, we are better, and we are better than the earlier stage. Now this is true mrityor mam amtam game. So every breath is so important for us, and that's how Naval Meditation, Naval Dhyan, Nabhi Dhyan is so important for us to understand, learn and use it. Because this is the way we can, every moment, every breath, we can empower us. We can become more and more we can better and better, and we empower us. Now with that, how do we do it? A simple process is that put your left hand on your navel and right hand on the left hand, and then after that take few deep breaths, and after taking 3-4 deep breaths, try to take one such deep breath whereby you are able to travel down with the breathing air to your navel. Hold it after breathing in completely. Let it unfold. Let the pressure starts working on its own, spiraling the energy and moving the energy. Hold it here. This is the first stage. The spiraling of energy starts. Do it few times. Maybe 4, 5, 6, 9 will be a good number. And once you do that, relax after that. Sink into the navel. Let the breathe in and out happen. Few days of this experimentation will result into you feeling that there is a warmth at navel which is happening. There is a spiral of energy. There is a lot of energy which is coming out from there, and that is helping your entire body. So today we'll just touch upon that, and next time we'll discuss how we can turbocharge it by exhalation. Thanks for listening. Namaskar.